Hey, what's up, developers? So, my name is Dhanushka. I'm doing tech and development, design related things in my YouTube channel. So, if you know me already, that's great. If you don't know me, I'm doing those things on my channel. If you haven't subscribed my channel, just hit subscribe button. You will be getting notifications about my videos and here and there time to time. And if you haven't watched my previous video, I linked it here. It is about keyboard events handling with React, and this one is a bit different video, and I think this will be a kind of a long video because this has a lot to discuss. You will be with me for a long time in this video, but I'll be make sure to add sections in my YouTube video. It will be make it easier for you to go through this one. So without having much talk, let's move into the code. I will show you what I'm going to build today. So this is the playground I prepared for today's session, but here you can see what I'm going to build today, right? Here you can see very small React application. If you click on click me button, it will go hide, and if you click on again, it will be shown up. But this is not the thing I'm going to do today. I'm going to create a keyboard shortcut feature which you can use in your applications to trigger different actions like saving forms, opening windows, and here and there. So I have already created a shortcut with shift and B key to trigger this click event of the click me button. Let me show you. When I am pressing shift key, you can see shift key is pressed, and when I am pressing shift B, it is going hide, and if I press again shift B, it comes again. So that is how it is done. So you have to trust me. I am pressing my keys here. Yeah, you have to trust me. I am pressing exactly shift and B like that. But this is the thing which I'm going to build today. So I'll be using different React features like React context, and also I'm doing this with TypeScript, so you will be getting more TypeScript stuff as well. So context, states, and function handling, event handling with React, and code organizing. Yeah, may like those things. I can't explain everything, but you will be getting everything at the end of this video. So let's move into the code again, right? But before code, I want to show you how we are going to tackle this problem. So I think it will be much easier for you to understand, right? So uh, here I am using two contexts. One context is responsible for capturing keyboard events and capturing keyboard events and persisting those held keys on context, right? The second context, or the parent level context, is a shortcut context where we are registering shortcuts, and we are triggering listeners, and we are removing listeners, those kind of things, right? And so inside all of those, you have your application here, your original app. We are adding some few wrappers here and there. So this is the thing we are going to build, but we will be coming to this Miro board time to time, I guess. But let's see what we can do in the code, right? So first, I'll be creating a folder for our context. Right. So I'm creating a file called keyboard context.tsx, right? So here I am creating const. Okay, this thing is going wrong very much. Yeah, it's okay. Create context is imported automatically, and for now let's keep it like this, and I'll be creating another one. This I need to create some type to identify what is the exact type of the context which I'm consuming here. So this is the thing I'm going to do it now, and I'm labeling it as keyboard context type, right? So you have seen that I am sending the press keys to my child, because those keys are held in my context. I need to send it down if I want to display it here, right? uh, so I am adding here as keys. So for this one I'm using set, because I just want to uh, keep the unique set of keys, because we can't press same key twice in our keyboards. So I'm using a set here. So, and I'm providing my context type would be like this. Then I'm getting a complaint. I'm supposed to provide a default value, right? So simply one thing I can do is as keyboard context type. This will make our error goes away, but I like to actually add add initial value here, right? So keys would be not like this. It should be value, new set, right? And this should be keyboard context type, exactly, right? And I'm giving it here. All good then, right? Yeah, it behaves same as earlier. And then I need to create my provider, right? Keyboard context provider. So this provider is the place we are handling all the logics of keyboard context. And I'll be needing children, because I am going to render the children inside of this one. Okay, did I type it correctly? Yes, I think so. And this children object will be a React node, right? And then I'll be creating my JSX element, keyboard context dot, I'm using provider here, and at this moment I'm rendering my children here, right? Like this. But I'm getting an error here because value is missing. When we are defining a context, we supposed to provide a value like this. And what kind of value we are expecting here? Let me check it. Okay, so the value would be keys, right? Because keys is the object we are passing here, but we don't have keys yet. What is keys? Actually keys would be a state object. Set keys and use state. It will be imported automatically, and keys would be empty initially, and it would be set of a string, actually, like this. So we cannot put it like this. It should be new set like this, right? Okay, I'm going to save it. It will be formatted. Now you have it. We are passing keys down, but still we are not handling any keyboard events. Right now we are going to tackle that, right? I'm going to add use effect, because here I am triggering some side effects, and I only want to handle execute this for the first time. I am adding this empty array here, right? Okay, window dot, okay, okay, we don't add event listener. And here I am adding key down, or you can add key up event as well, it's okay. We are using those key down event and key up event to tackle this one, because we want to identify when key is pressed, and we want to identify when key is uh, turn back to normal state. Then we have to remove the press key from our held keys, because otherwise this key will be calculating as press key, right? So again we need another function here, const handle key down, right? Here I'm sending it like this, and I'll be needing another function, right? But for now let me key up here, right? But uh, here we are using our use effect, but use effect registers our event listeners, but we should remove these event listeners when our application is getting unmounted. Otherwise it will be uh, causing some unnecessary or uh, some hard to find bugs, right? So I'm going to introduce a cleaning function here like this, but it shouldn't be add event listener, it should be remove event listener. I'm going to copy this here again like this. So now we are doing a good things, right? We are being a better developers. Okay, now I'm using handle key down event, but actually what I want to do is I want to access what is the exact key I have been pressing on this one, right? So how can we access key? We need to add our keyboard event as well, keyboard event, and let me add the small console log here, then you will be seeing it, e dot key, right? And yeah, let me copy this one quickly for the handle key up as well, because otherwise we will have a lot of things to do later. Let's do it, everything let's do. Okay, handle key up and handle key down is registered properly, and I'm adding some small text here because otherwise we can't find what is the exact key we have pressed, right? What is the exact function triggered here and there. So when I'm pressing keys, I'm not getting anything. Why? Because one thing is I'm not exporting this keyboard context provider, and actually it should be export default. Wait, yeah, export default, and I should use it in our application, right? Actually let's use it here. Okay, I'm going to card this and keyboard context provider. Okay, I'm going to paste the things here, and it is formatting, but import didn't work unfortunately. Now we are going to do the import. So now we have our application which looks similar, it does nothing much, but okay, I did wrong. So when I'm pressing here, I'm getting, see, you can see it, key down event and key up event is triggered, but see, if I press R with shift key, it is giving me capital R. This is something we should consider later, right? But for now, let's handle it this way. So once we have pressed a key, we have to add it to our keys or set, right? So this is how we are going to persist our keys. So to do this, handle key down, what we should do is we should create new keys object, because we can't mutate existing object. It will cause some unnecessary problems in React. When we are using state, we have to provide a new object or new array or new set always. So this is what I'm trying to do now, new set, and here I am taking, okay, yeah, here actually to set we can provide array with all the things we want to provide, an array from keys. So keys is a set. When I'm passing it through array.from, it is providing me new array. And here e dot key dot to lowercase, actually, because as I mentioned earlier, I don't want to keep capital R separately in my list, because I am identifying whether I have pressed shift key and R key separately. So now we have our keys and set keys, right? Not keys, it should be new keys, right? Okay. And we should do the same here, but in more differently. Just copy it here, it will be bit faster. But unlike this, we have to filter. Okay, nice. K not k not equals e dot key dot to lowercase, right? Okay. Right, it should be an array. Okay, why it is happening? Okay, we have added it wrong way. Let me add it here and clear it from here and here and like this. And okay, not fill, actually, sorry, my mistake. It should be filter. New expression is only available. Okay. No, actually it should be like this. It should spread inside this array object, otherwise it won't be able to capture it properly. Cool, nice. We have almost everything. And here I'm getting a complaint like handle key up and handle key down should be added here. We have a quick fix, we don't have it. Let's handle key up and handle key down. Then we are getting some insight from React, like it is asking to rapid inside use callback, because this thing is creating a new function all the time, triggering this one, so we don't want to happen it. So I'm adding use callback here. And once you add the use callback, you have to add a dependency array and tell what are your dependencies. Here we have keys. If keys is changed, we have to create it again. And we are going to do the same for this one as well, and keys, right? Okay, now we have it proper way. And let's see how our children can see it, right? Nice. Let's see what keys included. Shift and T. Okay, here you can see shift, here you can see shift and T together like this, right? Okay. Now we have most of the things ready for our application, right? Now what we are going to do is we are going to create so you know what, let's create our UI component here. Actually I'm creating new folder here called components. Okay, not component, but it should be components. Yeah, I know this is very small application, but I still want to keep things clean, so that is why I am doing this. banner.tsx, and this will be a banner. And right, export default, otherwise we would forget that at the end, right? So here what we need actually, here what we need to do is we need to access our context, use context, hook will be used to do that. And let me check if we have exported our keyboard context. No. So if we didn't export our keyboard context, we won't be getting it, so we have to export it. But this one cannot find it. Let's import it. Okay, context, keyboard context. Here we should import keyboard context. Right, we have it now. Then we are actually, all of these things are coming as a suggestions because we are using TypeScript. Actually, not in the imports actually, but in the code as context things. So here I need to add return, and yeah, let's have a fragment kind thing here. Yeah, all right. Actually, oh well, simply I can go with the div. It doesn't make any sense here. Right here, okay, I'll be using another div. Right now, we have this keys array.from. This is the same syntax we have used earlier to get the array from this set dot map. So this is how you do iteration in React, right? So once you get the key, I need to render it to a span element, and this span element will be displaying what is the key we have received here, right? Okay. Oh. Right, key. And actually I need to add some stylings here. Okay, let me copy it quickly, otherwise it would take more time to type those. And when I press save, it will be formatted here and there. And don't forget to add key here, because otherwise React would complain like that. And I'm using to uppercase, then it will be much nicer in the UI, right? Let's see how we can add this to our application. I don't need this anymore, right? And okay, I'm not getting my banner component as well. Let me import it quickly. Okay, components and banner, yes. Okay, let me add a simple h2 here. Keyboard shortcuts with React and TS. Yeah, we have our component here. So see, if I shift B, it is telling like we have press shift B like that. So now we have done one part of our application. The next part is actually handling shortcut context, where we are persisting shortcuts, we are registering listeners, removing listeners, and triggering listeners like that, right? Okay, nice. So hope you have enjoyed so far. Stay tuned with me, right? This is the best part we are going to tackle. Okay, for that we'll be needing another context, which is called shortcut context, right? Right, nice. So in this context, I'm doing mostly similar thing which I have done earlier with keyboard context, but it will be bit different here and there. But the format would be same. I'll be creating context. I'll be creating the provider, and I'll be creating uh, types and here and there. Okay, so let's start. Const shortcut context equals create context, right? And I'll be needing a type here, shortcut context type. Actually, if you check it here, you'll be seeing we are having register listener, remove listener, trigger listener, and shortcut map. But think what we should give access to our children's, like who will be using these shortcut map won't be using any other parties. It will be a kind of a storage thing in our context, state kind of thing in our context simply, so it won't be accessible by any other parties. But think about register listener. Think if someone else want to register a listener for you, right? We should give access to register listener function to our children. So that means this register listener should go into our type. And in the same way, we are using remove listener and trigger listener. Both should go in the context as a type, right? So first use register listener. Is it correct? Yeah. So this will be a function which uses uh, shortcut key as set, right? Because we are accepting sets here, string, and the next one which should be a event handler. All right. Right, event handler in the sense it should be a function which will be consuming, right? And actually this should be void here, because this is the function signature of the register listener. It should be a function like this which accepts shortcut key and event handler, then it should return nothing. It should emit void, right? Like this, we need to have another function to remove listener. Okay. uh, Here, if we are thinking about normal add listener and event listener in JavaScript, we are providing key and the event together. But here we are not doing that, because we in this application we are thinking to allow one keyboard shortcut should bind only with one action, like that. So we are not filtering against that. So simply remove listener shortcut key, right? Okay, set and string, like this. Actually, this is really easy, right? Remove listener, and next one is trigger listener. So then if these particular keys are being pressed, we should trigger our function. Actually, this triggering should come from our keyboard context, because keyboard context is the place persisting what are the keys pressed at the current exact moment, right? Okay, so let's give a type to this context. Then this context will be more happier, but it is not happy because we are not providing initial value. Actually, this initial value thing is not a big deal, uh, but I'm not sure. I'm using it all the time. So simply you can do this one as well. I have shown you this in the previous video as well. Shortcut context type. If you do this, as this error will go away without any problem, right? But I don't like to use in that format, so because of that I am using this, because those things doesn't make sense here. We can't use void here, and we should add function like this, and no event handler label, because it doesn't, we don't need it here. And alright, okay, shortcut key. Actually, since we are not using that variable, it doesn't make sense to have a variable here. And here it would be much same here like this. Trigger listener should be void, right? Okay, what is the mistake we are having here? Okay, this is not callable, and he has no register listener, has no callable. Okay, but I should be able to provide this one. I'm not sure why this is calling an error. Okay, let's do it in this way. Okay, all right, it should be a function kind of. So it is more TypeScript thing. It is okay, it is more TypeScript thing. So we have now initial value, argument type of register listener. Set event listener. Yeah, it should be void, because that is being used as a type here. So shortcut context, and it is declared, but we are not exporting. Let's export it here right away. And I'm creating this context provider, our very own context provider, shortcut context provider, right? So you know now what are the things we are consuming here, right? We are consuming children, and we are giving these children the type of React node. Okay, let's take it from here. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, yeah, now works. Let's see. Right, I need to return this one, shortcut context dot provider, like we have done earlier. And inside this one we are going to do children, right? But we are getting few errors here. Why? Because we are not providing value. Actually, this context is worrying that we are not providing values, right? So let's provide it. But to provide, we don't have any, right? So what we should do, we should create these things quickly, right? We need to have a state, as we discussed here, to persist the shortcut map, right? So this should be shortcut map. I'm labeling as add shortcut to map, because that is what I'm going to do to map. And this will be use state, and this will be what would be like that. This will contain map of a string, and this will contain a map and a function. Actually it should be void, right? So yeah, we have it now. and as the default value I am adding new map here just for the convention, like they need want break in the initial one. Right now we have, oh no, we are not sure, we are not sharing shortcut map. Yeah, we know. Yeah, so first one is cons register listener, right? Register listener should be a type of okay, let me copy the type from here. Okay, okay, I missed the s here. Okay, right now we have it. And the next one is const trigger listener, right? We need to trigger it. Nice. So I'm not going to write any internal things. I just wanted to get this value away first, right? Remove listener is I should have copied this one lah. It's okay. Yeah, like this, right? So now we have three functions. We just need to provide it as values. Register listener, trigger listener, and remove listener. This error will go away, right? Now we have to handle this. Here we will be needing a couple of things here. First thing is we need to create a function which is called build shortcut index, right, which consumes keys as set of strings. Okay, right, this should return I think I can write it in line array from of keys dot join via plus sign because I want to keep a string of these keys together, so I'll be using plus key here. You can use, actually you can simply use any key you want to use here. So I'm going to for save this one. It will give some small nice formattings. I think it is using prettier. Then I have to use it inside this trigger listener function because I have to create the shortcut first. Const shortcut equals build shortcut index using held keys actually, right? So next thing is add shortcut to map. Here we are using shortcut map dot set, right? Shortcut and actually we are supposed to have a listener here. No, this one. No. We were writing inside trigger listener, right? Okay, this is wrong. Actually it should be in register listener, not here right now. Okay, shortcut key, and I am adding it to the map with event handler like this. So for now we have completed this registering part. Now we can register anything. The next one is I'm moving to the trigger listener part. Listener equals I'm going to get the shortcut listener from our shortcut map, because we have to do it. So build shortcut index and hell keys, right? So one thing can happen here is listener can be undefined, because if you mouse over it you can find uh, because in the get function we might get undefined as well as a result. So we have to do this checking, right? Right, nice. So now in this function, once we are getting the keys, we are triggering it if we have a correct listener registered previously, right? Next thing is remove shortcut. Shortcut map dot delete, build shortcut index and hell keys. Okay, shortcut keys. It is shortcut keys, right? Now we are deleting things from the map as well, and I want to export default our shortcut context provider here. Yeah, like that. So we are exporting our shortcut context provider. We have trigger listener, we have remove listener, and we have register listener as well, right? Now we have to do few modifications here and there to our keyboard context, because keyboard context is responsible of triggering these functions, right? So in the keyboard context provider I am using it like this. Actually this is a good example where one context can consume another context to continue the working, right? Okay, this shortcut context is not properly imported. Let me import it. Okay, okay, shortcut context is here, and with support from TypeScript we are getting all the functions we need. But here I only need trigger listener here for key down. Actually I supposed to trigger set new keys and new keys like this, and I should add trigger listener to this one as well here like this. Okay, and I should clear up that console log. Where did I add it? Okay, here. It is annoying, right? It's a bit annoying here with this one. uh, okay, cool. I think now we have almost all the things except this banner component. Actually let me copy this banner component from here to here, because uh, it is not the one we are dealing with right now. Okay, I'm copying it right now, and this return will be replaced. Okay, actually we need to have two states, actually one state. Two functions is show variable and set show here, and use state. I'm providing a value through here, right? Then I don't have to provide the type here, because it is identifying as a boolean automatically. And here we will be needing const handle show, right? Because we want to write function to trigger the button click, right? And actually we don't need this E here because we are not using it. Set show, right? Here I am taking I'm just inverting the existing value using a different way of using our set function in the set state function. You can provide a direct value, or you can consume the previous value and alter on top of that. That is also another way, right? And here now we have it. So if you click on this one, like, it is working as previously, but it doesn't work for shift and B because we didn't bind it yet. So I'm using use effect. So this is the thing I want to explain, is uh, you are the responsible person. Actually the component is the responsible person for binding it. Component is telling that, yeah, I want to bind this key to this function, right? Like that. So this is one of the ways of doing this. Actually there can be different improvements and different ways of tackling this one, and different features can be added on top of this one. But here I am trying to explain the very basic proof of concept kind of scenario where we can handle this situation directly, right? Okay, not register, but we didn't import it yet. Okay, I'm not sure why I did this shortcut context and register. Okay, this keyboard is not supporting me much. Let's see in the future. Okay, so I need to provide new set, and this set should contains shift and B, and this should handle show, right? Okay, also don't forget to add a cleanup function, because it is also one of the main thing you have to think, because once this component is unmounting, you have to uh, uh, not, it is not remove event listener, it is remove listener. And okay, one thing I could do is like this, and right. Okay, now it seems like application is up and running, right? If I press shift and B, it is not triggering, right? Okay, let's check why it is happening. Actually let me check it and get back to you, otherwise I'm checking it all the time, right? Hey, I'm back again. Yeah, I got to know the problem. Like, yeah, these things happen, unfortunate things, but yeah, we didn't wrap it actually. So as you can see on my mirror board, we are using shortcut context as a parent and keyboard context as child. So because of that, I am wrapping keyboard context and shortcut context like this, right? So keyboard context will be the child of shortcut context provider, simply. Yeah. Now we are getting a set like this. If you click on this set, you can see we have shift and B continuously. I'm going to remove this ugly console log. I don't call it ugly, right? Because it is very helpful in many times. That is how we do debug, right? Yeah. So if I click on this one, it triggers, and like this, this working. So this is the application we are trying to build today, and we built actually. I think it is totally identical to the one I have shown you earlier, and this is it. Simply, we were using different features like context, states, and different types of TypeScript, how we can type our context, functions, hooks, and like so on, how we can write these use effects, and especially make sure to wrap your components with your context providers, otherwise it won't work. You will have to spend some time on this. It will be a problem. And how to use inference with TypeScript things, we were using those stuff as well. And apart from that, like this kind of uh, code structuring, like component separately, context separately, we could have added all together in the src folder. It doesn't make sense, but we were using it in a cleaner way. I think we were using it in a cleaner way, but we can write or we can organize our folder structure more different ways and more nicer ways, because there is no hard and fast rule on top of that, because React is not opinionated on this, and React cannot be, because it is a library. It won't do that. But you can come up with anything. This is something I use for my very smaller projects, but I will be doing a later video how we can do it for the complex projects as well. So we were using different React features almost together, and I will be sharing this code sandbox in my description of this video. You can check it and try it out. And I didn't go through this tailwind stuff. I really like tailwind, but not in this tutorial, but I'll be doing it later, I think. Yeah, I think so. So thank you very much for staying with me. I think I know this is a very long tutorial. Actually, this is one of the longest tutorial I have been doing after maybe 6, 7, 8 months. So enough of talking. I think you will be fed up with hearing my voice all the time. I'm going to go. Let's meet in another video. Please check my other videos and share your comments, feedbacks, everything. I like to hear your voice on my work, because it matters to me. I like it. So thank you very much for joining with me. Let me know if you have learned new thing, and if you have any suggestions, feedback, anything in the comments or in my Facebook page. Anywhere you can reach me. So bye for now. Ciao.